Yo, what's going on, folks? It's me, Justin. It's night, but I just want to talk about how I'm actually doing the spreadsheet, the bulk publishing spreadsheet. This isn't the actual spreadsheet. I just opened up a new blank spreadsheet and just copied over some stuff and made up some nonsense for the sake of this video. So let's say hypothetically, I wanted to make a slang dictionary website, right? I don't need a list of keywords from Ahrefs or SEMrush to start jamming that out. I could, find a list of slang words or use the AI to generate a list of slang words and just the words on their own. And that's really what this column is. This how I'm using it is completely convoluted and stupid and silly, but it seems to be working all right. So I would just have this list of words, and I just plug it in here, just the word, right? And from there, it'll substitute for the slug, that feeds in the concept, which is I want to make a slang dictionary. So what is the meaning of the word rad? And then the keyword isn't the actual keyword as in SEO keyword, more like the prompt stuffing. I just want to include a little bit more. So when that all feeds into the data, the prompt data for the introduction, it comes out with something a little bit more, I don't know, specific. It's specific to what I'm looking for here. And I've actually changed things up a bit also. So instead of doing like this slug, I would have the category in the URL, category slash, just the word in this case. So it'd be .com/slang meaning/rad. I like doing that much better because I can go into like Search Console and then just filter by those categories in there and see, what's making and shaking. So boom, that's fed in. What, title is whatever. There's a get title, formula. Yeah, I think the formula they use. Boom, the title spits out. Prompt data for your introduction. Boom, that comes through. As you can see, it's the article title, the main keyword, which is the long mamma jamma there. And then I also include a little bit of, something. The article talks about slang meanings, what it means to use the word, D2, when happy, sad, angry, whatever. I include some of the information as far as the H2s go, because I've noticed that when you just have it spit out introduction, it'll just come up with something. I'm writing an introduction to an article about the meaning of the slang meaning of the word rad, and it'll talk about how you're going to talk about the origin and how you're going to talk about the first person to use it, and you're not really talking about any of that in the actual article. So I've learned that when you just stick a couple of those H2 thoughts or ideas in there, it makes the introduction a little bit more on point. So boom, it spits out some introductory bullshit. Boom, it's there. Great. So now, most of the time when I'm doing articles like this, when I'm creating stuff in bulk, I follow a templated approach. So it would say, we'll just do this right here. Let's do this real quick. Boom. Actually, I want to keep that. And that's too much. That is too much. And we will just scroll down a bit. Boom. So you say rad, dad, sad, mad, glad. I'm not doing tad. All right, that's it. So it just plugs in. What is saying dad? That's not a good. Cool. What is saying sad? What? Oh, because I hit enter. Okay. What is saying cool mean? Symbolic meaning of saying cool. And then they're all basically formatted the exact same way. And these are kind of based off of a few of the more popular keywords, and then taking that, what I would have for one of those, and just saying I'm going to apply that to all the rest. So we'll say there is keyword data for what does saying rad mean, the symbolic meaning of saying rad. Nobody's looking at it. Saying what does rad mean when someone's angry? What does rad mean when someone's happy? Right. We'll say that has keyword data. Oh, all those get 20 searches per month. And there's no keyword data for the slang word cool, but I'm just going to assume that it gets somewhat of a similar amount of searches. And by doing it that way, you actually uncover a lot of like hidden treasures and hidden gems. So boom, those are the H2s that I'm going to have in my article, and boom, on to the next. So paragraph generation. This is all like wonky, like all this is. So bear with me. So here's what I was talking about yesterday as far as the prompts for my actual text for the article, the different sections. They're not just one paragraph each. They're multiple. I just have paragraph because that's what helps me remember which parts are actually going into the article when I do a WP-all import. So the prompt, so this would be the first paragraph after the introduction. There's an H2, which is what does it mean when a kid says rad? And then I also have the, or what is the title is what does it mean when a kid says rad? The headline, as in the H2, would be what does saying rad mean? And then I say the previous part was an introduction. Last part was an introduction. It's only saying that so it knows that we're continuing this article. I've learned that by giving it something like this, some kind of almost like a roadmap, it can continue the article in a much more coherent manner instead of going in and spitting out another introduction. Even though you say no introduction, it will just continue talking as though the article's flowing. All right. And one thing, so basically doing the same thing here. The last part was about what does saying rad mean. This part is about the symbolic meaning of saying rad. Beebs. So now again, like the articles that come out, the text that comes out is a lot more in flow. I don't know a better way to saying it. It just flows better as in it's an actual article and not like 5 separate micro articles all combined into one. They skip the introduction, they skip the conclusion of each section, and they just talk about fact. Where did I? So the last part was about saying whatever, rad when happy. One thing that I haven't started doing this, but I will be doing moving forward with like a next test batch is talking about the next section of an article and what that looks like. So that way it knows that in the previous section we're talking about what does saying rad mean. It talks about, now we're talking about saying the symbolic meaning of saying rad, and it knows, hey, the next section is talking about saying rad when angry. So I'm hoping, again, this is fingers crossed, it will segue into that. That way, boom, the H2s are in, and then the next section's there, and it just continues on, and it reads and flows very, very well. So just getting after it, refining, doing my damn thing. If you see those group of lights right there, I like going to that bar. That's a bar.